welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, this time around in English, as you may already have noticed. And today I want to show you 3 different games again, which will be Pet Puzzle Paradise, Ballz vs. Zombies, and Train Corporation. My name is Jared, and as always I've got a couple of different things with me, which is for instance this arc mouse here, which is a mouse to provide input for mouse input or touch input, of course. And of course we are going to use the foldable keyboard again, which is for keyboard input obviously. And there will not be any game compatible with Xbox One's wireless controller in this matchup, so we are not going to use this. But of course the whole thing is powered again with the Lumia 950 XL, which is the smartphone here. The Lumia 950 XL is a Windows 10 mobile powered smartphone with Continuum enabled features, so we can use, for instance, this USB-C cable to connect our smartphone to the display dock, which is standing at the side here. And the display dock itself is connected with the TV here, and the TV itself will show us now the smartphone generated desktop experience, like experience we are going to experience here. So that was experience 3 times in a row, whatever. And so in this case we are of course using the mouse and the keyboard and stuff like that to control this, and yeah, we are going to play games with that today. And if you want to know more about that, please have a look at the corner up there. So in the videos we will find there, will show you a couple of different things concerning this Continuum experience and what that is all about. Yeah, and then I would say, let's have a look at the first game. The first game is called Pet Puzzle Paradise, PPP. And in this case, I will go to my all apps list here, and we are just going to activate it by this. And this is more or less a match 3 game, so all of you already know what that is all about. It's more or less a small little game for, yeah, probably children or just people who like to play casual games, of course. And in this case we can really, yeah, more or less just go in, because you already know most of the stuff here. So let's have a look at the options first. There's not too much to consider here. One of the most more or less important things we have to consider here is if you want to have alerts or not. I would suggest to turn that off first. After that, everything else is more or less up to you. You can use a girl character or a boy character in this case. Whatever you want to reduce here, everything is fine, and that's more or less everything you should consider here. Or of course you can mute the game and stuff like that, but I wouldn't bother with it. And for now we can just go to play, and I will show you what's happening here. So in the end it's really just the normal match 3 game you are going to experience here, with Emily, who is going to give you tips how to do it. If you never played this before, you might want to have a look at that, otherwise you can just more or less ignore her. But of course you have to do the tutorial, so just match 3 or more of those pets in this case, and try to collect them like that. And this is more or less what you're going to do. In this case we got 4 of them, then we get this more powerful pets, which will cause, for instance, other types of explosions or lines which are cut through or stuff like that. And yeah, it highly depends on what you like, if you want to play this game or not. But I think it's a nice little matchup. Very cute little pets here, which are having a couple of smaller animations on them, for instance with the eyes and stuff like that. And yeah, if you like, for instance, pets or at least animals or something, and you like those match 3 games, then this might be a good option for you. Try it out. It's free in the Windows Store available, and yeah, it does what it should. Not much more, but it does what it should. Yeah, and otherwise just go through. Of course we are going to experience different levels here. Animal match in this case. Let's wait. As you can see, all the power-ups are now more or less collected, and like that we are going to have a higher score here. And of course you get stars for how good you were and how well you did this game. And in this case, we got everything we needed. We got all the different animals collected here, and like this we can go to the next level. And as you can see, there are a couple of them. On your way up you will more or less unlock most of the levels here, and then you can just play them and go on and on and on. Yeah, and I think we can just leave this game. I think all of you already know what that is all about, and yeah, if you want to play it, try it out. Yeah, so the next game on my list is Ballz vs. Zombies, and in this case it's a pretty interesting matchup, or mashup better to say, between a zombie game and some kind of a ball platform game where you're trying to shoot balls at stuff that is coming for you. And in this case it's zombies which are coming for you, and zombies more or less, the Egypt or something like that. So let's have a look and see if we can prevent the mummies to get us. For that I'm going to go to my all apps list again, and I'm going to insert Ballz versus a typo in there. Let's see, Ballz. And there we are, Ballz versus Zombies. In this case, as I mentioned before, it's more or less the Egypts who are trying to get you, and in this case, more or less mummies and pharaohs and stuff like that will fight against you. Yeah, and what you already can see here is more or less the gameplay, because this is a ball, or more or less a ball shooter or something, that is going to fire up. And as you can see, you are trying to get all the zombies here dead. And for that I'm just going to go in here and let you see how the matchup is looking later on. This is a shooter, there are the zombies, and yeah, what to do? Click on that, and now you can see this is the direction where the balls will fly through. This one up there is a power up more or less, and as you can see, if you fire one of the ball shoots you up, there are going to be a couple of balls. You will not lose balls or something if they, for instance, get caught or something. But the problem with the balls here is that the longer one or more ball is still in the flight there, you can't shoot again. And that is very important, because of course you have to prevent the zombies to reach you. And as you can see, they are going down in rows here. And after a while you should be able to kill them all. As you can see, they have some kind of a health bar, and there are of course different types of zombies coming later on. For instance, mummies, this is some kind of an Egypt. You see here is an Egypt, this pharaoh, and they are going to be harder and harder to kill. And what you can see already too is the first ball that is hitting the ground again is going to define the position where you are firing from. And yeah, I'm not sure if we can reach the power-ups there, but if you manage to get one of them, then you will see that there is more or less a ball explosion then happening. So that might help you too. And of course it's a little bit more troublesome the longer the zombies are coming down there, because then it can happen, for instance like this, that a ball will be stuck up there, and you really have to think about those zombies which are coming for you. The good thing about it is, of course, if the ball is not up there, the flight time is reduced too. The flight time is reduced too, and like that we might be able to get more zombies killed, but as you can see, it's going to be harder to get all the different balls back to the ground sooner or later, and this is of course not perfect for you, because you're really going to die. I'm going to die now, as you can see. And yeah, this is a game, so try it. You can see we have, for instance, an average score or something like the best score or something. And this was the best score I achieved till now, so they will more or less give you a rating based on your own score. And yeah, after that, just play it again. Try to prevent the zombies from coming down. There might be some advertisement, as you can see, but you can of course get rid of that by just clicking it away. And in Continuum game mode, there are a couple of games which really don't get it, how to do a full screen part here, as you may already have noticed. But the good thing is, in general, there is a button at the left side to get rid of the advertisement, and if that is not the case, please just use the back button of the system again itself. That might help you too. Okay, now I'm trying to get those power-ups. Yes, there was a power-up. As you can see, it's more or less an explosion of balls coming down then. Yeah, and this is more or less what is happening here. So try to kill all the zombies. Don't let one of them come close to this line. So you really want to prevent that. And other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I like it somehow. It's addictive for some reason. So try it out. And if you like it, let me know. Yeah, and I would say that's more or less what we have to have a look at this game, because you already know most of everything. There are, of course, a couple of different other enemies and stuff like that coming for you in this case. And the enemies are going to be harder and harder to beat, because they, for instance, have a bigger health bar and moving faster and stuff like that is going to happen here. And yeah. So try to prevent them. There was a power up again. This time it even worked a little bit for us. Yeah. At the moment I'm too good. I don't want to go out because I'm pretty okay for now. But maybe we are going to die anyway, so let's see. Come on. Die. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay, you don't have to suffer with me here, just because I want to play it. Oh, there is another enemy. I wanted to show you one. This is, for instance, one of the mummies, and there are going to be different kind of mummies and stuff like that. So just play it, and if you like this kind of game, just play it. Otherwise, just leave it out. Okay, so let's leave that and go to the last game in our matchup in this time. And that is Train Corporation. And that is a nice little train simulator. It's not about driving around with your train or something, but you have to manage the different, let's see if it's there already. Yeah, there it is. The different train lines all over Europe and all over the world. Yeah, it's all over the world more or less, because you can go to Asia, to Africa, to America and stuff like that later on too. But first off, you are starting in Europe with that. And yeah, what you are going to do is you have a train company more or less, and you are trying to connect as many different train lines as you can to make money with it. And at the start it's a little bit hard to make money, and you have to buy upgrades and stuff like that to make it better. So let's have a look what is going on here. Problem is, I just have hit the cable there. If you, for instance, have the cable connected and you hit it in a very bad angle, it might kill that. So let's try it again. Wasn't the game or something? Yeah, so let's try it and see what's going on here. So I'm going to build a new game for you, but first let's have a look at the settings here. Settings are more or less sound based, nothing special here. You can use the keyboard to control it, or you can use your mouse to control it, depending on what you want to use here. It's more or less up to you. Otherwise, just go to new game, wait a little, and let's see what this is all about. The graphical aspect of this game is pretty small. So what you are going to see is more or less a world map, where you can see different stations, or better to say different cities here. This one, I'm going to put that on 0.5, just because this is more or less a timer, so a time frame or a time speed more or less that is going to happen here. And as you can see, there is one other guy who is trying to compete with you, which is starting in Milano, Rome and Marseille. And you can of course move the map around, have a look at the different stations here, or better to say the different cities, and there are just major cities on the world map here. As you can see, you can go to, for instance, I don't know, Japan and stuff like that. So Tokyo is on this, and so on and so forth. So you are trying to connect the world with train stations, and of course you have to manage them. So have a look at the different stations. As you can see, we are in Prague. This is our start point, and we could, for instance, build a line to Cologne or to Berlin or Minsk or whatever. And in general, you can see this will cost us a couple of money. So as you can see, this is the money we already have, and there is of course no money coming in at the moment because we don't have any kind of connections there. The enemy, it's a competing company, and the competing company here is already going to have those 3 different lines there, or 2 different lines, but 3 different connections. And yeah, what we want to do here is we want to get most of the cities we can to connect with our Prague and other cities we have connected to. Of course, you can only build connections of the different parts here you already have. And so we really have to try our best here. And of course you can have a look at this, and here you can see, for instance, this is a good connection to Berlin, which will give us 500 a day for this. This will now take a couple of days, so 311 days in this case, till it's going to be built. You can of course speed this up by going with this button here. And you really have to be aware of that, because otherwise, yeah, it's taking a long time and you may not have enough money to go on. And of course you shouldn't go broke. That's more or less the kill situation. If you go broke, then everything is wrong here. And yeah, now you have to be a little bit tactical about it, because otherwise you're going to lose. For instance, you can build between Prague and Cologne. And that could be a good version. And now just have a look at how much profit that might bring you. As you can see, it can even cost you money. And that's still okay in some situations. If, for instance, you have to go to another city, and if there is always a connection from the competing company here, then you can't build a new connection there. So in some situations you just need to build a connection which is a little bit more expensive to go on and, for instance, spread into Asia or something like that. And so be aware of that and try to get everything running here. Yeah, and other than that, you can of course do different things here. For instance, I'm going to put this to 4 now. And now it's of course running at a much faster pace here. And this is a rating, so as you can see, we can build 5 lines at the moment. More than 5 lines, and we need to increase our rating. That can be done by investing. So if you have a look at this button down here, I will click on that. You can, for instance, go for charity events and other stuff, and that will increase your rating. And the higher the rating is, the more connections you can build up, and that is very important for that. Yeah, and as you can see, there is already a connection now from our competing company here. So we have to go on and be faster than him to go into other directions. For instance, let's try to connect Warsaw and Berlin together. As you can see, that will not bring us a good profit at the start. So let's have a look at if there's something better, but there's not much better in this case. So we are just going to use that. And if, for instance, you don't make profit at the start, then you might want to increase the capacity limit or the speed limit, or you want to increase, for instance, the comfort limit or option there. And that can be done by clicking on one of those. And if you, for instance, have a connection already to Prague, and you can see here are updates for that. So click on that and upgrade it. For instance, if you want to transport more people here, then you can just go with a capacity upgrade, and that will of course increase your profit. Yeah, and what you want to do is get all the different connections in the world here, and of course make more money than the other guy. And if you are lucky, you can even kill the other guy, depending on what you can achieve. Of course, people will, for instance, drive with you if you are speedier than the other guy. For instance, if you have a line between, let's say, Cologne and Prague, and he has to go to Milano first to get you to Cologne or something like that, then that might be a good reason for the passengers to go with your train and stuff like that. It depends on what you are going to do here. And yeah, it's pretty important that you do it in the good and right way. So don't just buy everything or something that you will not win like that. Just be very careful about that. Have a look where you want to go and what might be a good option to go to and stuff like that. And of course, try to connect in a reasonable way. For instance, if you have a look at this, Amsterdam, Brussels, Paris, Toulouse, Barcelona, Madrid, those are the cities you really want to have because there are the big people or the high amount of people, and like if there is a big city with high amount of people, it's more likely that you will make money sooner or later from it, and you will make money in a bigger way with that. And this is more or less what you want to do here, so let's have a look. One other thing, if the connection is very far away, that might be very cost inefficient. Yeah, so sorry, I had to make a little bit space on my memory card because it was flashing all the time already, and now I got my memory card full. So yeah, what you can see here, please have a look at the bigger cities here, because there you can have more of the customers you want and more of the passengers you can use. And of course, as you can see, your lines will break, for instance. So after a while, if the line is broken, you of course have to repair it. So next to, for instance, upgrading it or doing something more with that, you really have to have a look at this. And as you can see, here is Hermes International, who is trying to more or less compete with you, and is at the moment winning more or less, because I'm not very into the game at the moment. But as you can see, you can now try to build different connections, and as you can see, for instance, Brussels and Cologne is not yet connected, and or I to say not connected by you, which is a bad thing, because now we have to go from another way there. So let's form a way between Continuum and Brussels, and it's pretty close together to each other, and like that the costs are low, but there will be a lot of different customers for you, because those are pretty important cities. And of course, Paris and Brussels, for instance, is another line you might want to get. But of course, you can only do connections with the different cities here, which are reasonable. So if, for instance, a connection is, let's say, 3,000 miles long, or kilometers in this case, 3,000 kilometers long or something, if there's a connection which is much nearer to that, then that connection will be the one that is possible and otherwise not. Yeah, and as you can see, we have lost here because we just didn't get enough money income, and the other player could, for instance, just overpower us with that. But it's a really nice game. You should really try it out. And of course, it's a little bit more on the expensive side, talking about money here. But if you like this kind of game, so it's a little bit strategic game with a little bit of a building up stuff and like that. And if you like that, then buy this game. It's really a fun game to play, and very interesting to play too, because it really opens a little bit up your mind about the financial aspects of this game, and financial aspects, of course, of the train business and so on and so forth. And of course, it's very simplified, but still, very nice game. I like it very much, so try it out. I'm pretty sure you will like it too. Okay, and like that, this will more or less end this episode in this case. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, of course. If you didn't like it, that button might work too. And of course, you can, for instance, put a comment in the comment section down below. I will try to answer it. If you have any kind of questions or want to talk about one of the games, let's do that. And then, if you did subscribe till now, please have a look at that button. You might even want to press the bell button to be informed about new content I'm creating and uploading, of course. And yeah, then I would say thank you for watching, thank you for listening. We will see us in more or less 1 week, and till then, have a nice day. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and see you later. Bye.